Good evening. This is CTV News for Monday, December 19th. I'm Denise Douglas. So glad you could join us. Well, it has been 6 weeks since President-elect Donald Trump was voted into office, but nothing is official until the Electoral College votes are officially cast. Patricia Vallone is back from the State House where Maryland's ceremony took place today. What do you have?
Well, you know, a lot of people forget it. It's not actually a democracy we live in, but a republic. And today, as you know, is the day that 538 people across the nation met to determine who will be the next president of the United States. But remnants of November's contentious election continued to simmer as members of the Electoral College cast their votes this afternoon. Demonstrators gather in Annapolis today to send a strong message that they think President-elect Donald Trump is unfit for office.
This is about the moral and constitutional obligation of the Electoral College. They do not have all of the information necessary to make an informed decision for our country. Right now, there's a lot of unanswered questions, specifically about Russia. The only people that get the intel briefings on Russia are our elected officials.
The protest is part of a nationwide action as Maryland's 10 electors convened today to cast their votes for the next commander-in-chief and his running mate. Delegate Maggie McIntosh presented the certified votes for Hillary Clinton during the electoral ceremony at the State House.
You know, to carry the votes for the first woman ever nominated by her party, a national party, who ran what we believe is a great election, who received the most votes in Maryland and the nation. For me, it's quite an honor, but yet it's bittersweet.
Once the governor certifies the votes, they are then sealed. Eventually, they'll be given to the president of the U.S. Senate, who is also Vice President Joe Biden.
It is my pleasure, as part of the system, to vote for Hillary Clinton. I say yes.
Many electors say the vote was bittersweet.
I do think that we should look at the Electoral College and its function and purpose in today's world. I think when you have 2.8 million plus people vote for the losing candidate, more people vote for the losing candidate, I think it has the ability to disenfranchise voters.
Many Clinton supporters across the nation are hoping that electors will buck the party line and not vote for Trump. But even her supporters acknowledge that it would be a long shot to try and alter Trump's victory. And the Electoral College was originally a compromise between those who wanted Congress to choose the president and those who favored a popular vote.
Very interesting. Lots going on out there. Is there any chance that Clinton supporters might vote in the Electoral College that she might actually win?
Well, you know, there are 270 votes needed to win. She got about 232 and Trump got more than 300. So in order to get that, to get the spot where Trump would be, you know, contested as being president, he would have to have fewer than 270. That means his own GOP electors would have to decide conscientiously that they couldn't vote for him. That's more than 30 people. It's possible, but probable no. And then if it didn't happen, they'd go to the House, and the House would then vote on it. And the House is majority GOP, so it's really a long shot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for sharing that with us, Patty. In more political news, Labor Secretary Tom Perez officially launched his bid to lead the Democratic National Committee last week, ruling out a run for governor of Maryland in 2018. Perez has positioned himself as a defender of President Obama's legacy, saying he wants to revive grassroots organizing and empower state leadership. The Montgomery County resident could face Congressman Keith Ellison of Minnesota in his bid for DNC chair. Ellison has the support of Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont, who is advocating for more progressive policies such as expanding Social Security and embracing police reform. A Greenbelt mother has been indicted for teaming up with her husband in the death of their 3-month-old child. Antoine Petty has already been charged with first-degree murder and fatally assaulting his son in October. Now, Janice Petty, the child's mother, has been indicted. She is facing involuntary manslaughter charges.
It's a very tragic set of circumstances here, as you said. We do have parents who took the lives of their own child. It's something we take very seriously, and the father in this case has already been indicted on murder charges. And what happened late last week is the mother, Janice Petty, was indicted on involuntary manslaughter and accessory after the fact to the first-degree murder. We believe that she was complicit and that she was a part of this. A lot of the things that were talked about in the preliminary hearing earlier this year talked about things that she had done, such as holding the child while the father dug the grave, and actually driving a vehicle over a period of 24 hours where the child's body was in the back after the child had already been killed. So it is something we had a chance to take a look at everything, and certainly, we understand that there may have been a history of domestic violence, and as you're aware, domestic violence is an issue that the state's attorney takes very seriously and has been doing a lot over the last several years to try to combat the domestic violence that we've seen here in Prince George's and the rise that we've seen in it.
Law enforcement officials say the mother drove her dead child around for more than a day before the couple buried the infant near Parkdale High School. The bail of a nanny accused of killing an 8-month-old infant is reduced from no bond to $250,000 and home detention. The incident occurred in late October. This is the suspect, 66-year-old Olaremi Oyudasantu. Investigators say she force-fed the infant 2 bottles of a white liquid after the child woke her up from a nap. A home surveillance system caught the incident on camera. The child can be seen having trouble breathing. Then after the second bottle, the little girl became unresponsive. Charges include second-degree murder and first-degree abuse resulting in death. You are watching CTV News. I'm Denise Douglas.